everyone, and welcome to Hollywood Headlines. I'm Becca, and tonight we are going to talk about the latest news in Hollywood. Starting with the movie Halt in Russia. Hollywood Headlines starts right now. In movie news this week, multiple major film studios are holding off on releasing their newest films in Russia following Russia declaring war on Ukraine. Disney commented that, quote, "We will make future business decisions based on the evolving situation," end quote. Sony and Warner Brothers studios are also holding the release of the newest Batman movie and Disney's Turning Red. Netflix has also commented that they do not plan on expanding to Russia as they do not support the new law to broadcast Russian propaganda productions on their service. Val, what are your thoughts on this situation?
I think it's very interesting how the entire Russia and Ukraine situation has affected not everything obviously, but like the film industry. I wasn't expecting Disney to like say something about it, but
Yeah.
I just think it's wild.
The whole thing, I'm not going to get into the politics on this show, but the whole thing is very strange in my opinion, just because like why is this happening? But yeah, the whole movie thing, it's very interesting. Like I know like most of the countries are against what Russia's doing, but I just think it's interesting that like specific industries, are like taking a stand, but which makes sense because movie industry is huge, so like that's where the celebrities are, and they're gonna like give in their 2 cents. But yeah, I thought that was interesting that they're just like, we're not gonna expand to Russia and stuff, which makes sense, but it's also like it's kind of cool that they're like doing that. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah.
It's I know it's a really hard thing to explain, and honestly, I'm not really surprised though that this
Yeah.
happened because I can honestly see it in the headlines like everything's going on in Russia and everything, and they're still having this premiere for this movie, or they're still doing this, they're still doing that. Like with the situation so severe, I feel like the media would be very, aggressive and, almost backlashy to the point that they're still doing events and stuff like this, despite everything that's going on.
And I also like that they decided to halt or like delay movie releases to Russia because it seems tone deaf to not do what they're doing. Because if they did release it, it's just very like, all right, there's a lot of stuff going on in other places, but whatever, like we're just gonna keep doing our own thing like it's not happening. So I'm glad that they are taking a stand. But anyway, when we come back from the break, we will be talking about the season finale of Euphoria. Hollywood Headlines will be right back. Welcome back. This week in streaming, the Euphoria Season 2 finale did not fail to keep us on the edge of our seats. An unhinged Cassie not only continues to dig herself into a hole between Nate and Maddie, but she also crashes Lexi's play. The season ends with Rue sober, but it is uncertain whether she plans to stay clean. And Rue and Jules' relationship seems to be on hiatus. And the most jaw-dropping part was the shootout between Ashtray and the cops. Val, what went through your mind while you were watching the season finale?
What wasn't going through my mind when I was watching the season
Exactly.
finale? I'm gonna be honest. We got a lot of answers to a couple things that we did mention in a previous episode.
Yeah.
However, there were still a couple things that are left uncertain. And I think one of the things that hit me was that time jump from Lexi's play to like when Rue says it's the end. I stayed clean until the end of the year.
Yeah, I was also kind of I also didn't like the way they like ended the play. They didn't have like a designated ending. They just kind of moved on to a different aspect of the episode. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
or maybe I'm forgetting.
I feel like the ending was when they all leave like the funeral house, or not the funeral house, I feel like the ending is when they all walked out of Rue's house, when it was the funeral and everything, and
guess, yeah.
Lexi's like, don't take a picture of me, don't take a picture of me,
Yeah.
don't take it, Mom, like, why would you do that? Like, somebody died, and you're like, oh my God, I never see you guys together. Selfie. So they like took a picture, and then it snapped on the screen. I feel like that was like the ending, because it's almost like full circle closure.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are talking about how Cassie reacted to the entire thing. First off, I need to pay homage to the fact that we finally got Maddie her justice. She finally beat the shit out of Cassie, and I'm so happy because she's insane. She's gone insane.
Cassie's just not okay.
Cassie is not okay.
Season 1 Cassie and Season 2 Cassie are two completely different people.
And I think that's because she went through such a traumatic experience in the middle after Season 1 ended and right in the beginning of Season 2.
Yeah.
And that has just been a build-up and a build-up to what happened on that stage.
Like, hooking up with your best friend's, like, on again, off again boyfriend.
Obviously, girl code.
Like, yeah. But even in general, like, you just don't do that to a friend. Like, I don't know.
Again, every friend situation can be very different. I'm not justifying what Cassie did. However, I do think, again, one of the biggest things is Nate. And he kind of did take advantage of a very, Cassie was in a different place and she was kind of looking for that validation. And
definitely.
She found that in that. And in one of the episodes, she said, I want to steer you clear of Maddie as much as possible because she's my friend. I feel like there's a little bit of truth to that because I think she also realizes how toxic it is. And it's almost like she was taking that on herself, but she also was doing it in a way that was very, insensitive, bad.
Yeah.
Because the situation was very toxic. And at that point, she was just losing her mind. As Sue, her mother, would say, that girl needs a freaking exorcism.
I love her mom. Her mom is so funny. I love her character. But yeah, when Cassie and Nate were having that fight, like that screaming fight, about how Cassie was feeling bad about what she was doing, but she was doing it anyway, despite feeling bad about it. It's like, do you actually feel bad about what you're doing? And Nate said something, I forget exactly what he said, but it was like, you're crazy. Like, you're saying, like, she was saying how she's trying to take Nate away from Maddie to protect Maddie, but it almost seems like she's manipulating the situation so that Nate comes to her.
It's weird because it's like they manipulate each other.
Yeah.
Because even Cassie said in the beginning, like, I don't think we should be doing this. I don't think we'll do it. And I mean, like, you'll say that. She probably would have ended up doing it. But it was also Nate who encouraged her to be like, don't ever freaking say that again.
Yeah.
So.
But like also like chill. Like, Nate
and then like at the end of the play, like he breaks up with her over a very entertaining scene between Ethan and the guys.
Oh.
I am partial to the second to last episode of Euphoria. The last episode was fine. It, again, closed up a lot a loose ends, but
oh my God, that scene, Lexi.
Season,
and when Maddie was like, Lexi,
7,
you're a G. It was so good.
I thought
no
that was
one gets
amazing.
what I'm saying if they haven't watched it, whatever.
Now, another character that I think killed it towards the end was Faye. Just because we were all like waiting to see, is she gonna betray it? Is she not gonna betray it? Like it was very like moment, and in the end, she obviously did what everybody was hoping she would do. However, the outcome was not the best, between Fez and Ashtray, and unfortunately, we have lost a very good actor.
Get what Ashtray was trying to accomplish there.
I actually saw a theory video and it was very sad, but very like, that makes sense. That if you saw within the episode, Fez and Lexi were always on those speaker phone calls. And when they had done that scene of Fez and Lexi talking about like, what do you hope is your dream? What do you want to do in the future? And Fez is like, I want to live on a farm and like ducks and cats and all that fun stuff. The theory video said Ashtray had heard that and heard that Fez wants dreams and everything like that and like his future, and he was trying to protect Fez's future. That
makes so much sense.
Maybe with Lexi, maybe not with Lexi.
That makes so much
but
sense.
But he was like being considered like, no, like you have so many aspirations that I'm gonna take the bullet.
Interesting. I didn't even think about it that
way. I didn't until that video came out.
I was being stupid. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Like,
And they're brothers. I mean,
basically,
it's
yeah.
love and everything like that. But for me, that's what makes sense. So.
And quick side note before we move on, I happen to know the girl who played Faye. Yeah, we went to, just quick side note, we went to high school together and we were in a class. Anyway, but yeah, just a little side note there, just a little interesting fact. Anyway, when we come back from the break, we will be talking about Amanda Bynes' conservatorship and the SAG Awards. Hollywood Headlines will be right back. Welcome back. The latest in celebrity news is the Amanda Bynes conservatorship case. After 9 years, the Amanda Show star has filed to end her conservatorship, and it is reported that she is being fully supported by her parents. Bynes' lawyer commented that, quote, she has a doctor's declaration that indicates that she is able to manage her own financial affairs and that she's able to live independently, end quote. This comes just months after the Britney case, so do you think there is any correlation?
I definitely think there is, in a sense of more just kind of like what Britney has done has empowered other stars to do the same thing. She's like, you know that like sound, it's like she walked so they could run.
Yeah.
I think that is 100% what's happening. And since Britney did it, I mean, Britney's so iconic that everybody else is starting to be like, okay, if she did it, you know, the world didn't end. I'm going to do it too.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think that, I mean, obviously there's not a lot of conservatorships that in celebrities that we know of other than the Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears, but I think Britney Spears definitely like set the path for Amanda Bynes for doing that. But like, I think it's interesting because they were both child stars, or at least like young stars, especially Amanda Bynes. Was Britney Spears one of those, the Disney Mickey Mouse Club things, people?
Maybe.
I don't know. That was before our time. Anyway, I know Justin Timberlake was, but I don't know if Britney was. But anyway, yeah, I think it definitely has to do with the child star aspect of their careers, because if you're a child star, the fame, you don't know how to deal with it at a young age, so it really gets to your head. And basically what happens to you is what happened to Miley Cyrus for a few years. And now Bella Thorne.
I think the topic,
like,
I think the topic is a lot of just kind of like childhood star trauma.
Yes.
And like the industry and like grooming, and there's so much to unpack when it comes to that. That like situations like these are like, you know, coming into light many years later. And honestly, like I always liked Amanda Bynes and like her acting. I thought she was that funny. I thought she. What?
I just didn't really know. I honestly, like, I know her name, but I always forget what she looks like because I never watched the Amanda Show. I never.
Have
really
you
watched
ever
anything.
seen What a Girl Wants?
No.
Really?
Not.
It's a movie to watch, and it's so cool.
Sorry. Sorry.
I love that movie just because Amanda Bynes is like such a humorous actress, and basically in this movie it's about a girl who's trying to look for her father, and she finds out he's like this big like person in London and everything, and so it's like fish out of water trying to handle like all of that, being the American in like a different setting.
Interesting.
But it's like her own personal spin with it and like being true to herself. And honestly, like she brought such a humor to that role. So honestly, I'm excited for her. I'm very happy for her.
Yeah, I'm happy for her too, of course. Like no one, like it's hard because conservatorships, like it could work in like very rare cases, but for people who are like child stars, like it's not like they do it to themselves. I'm not saying it's the parents' fault, but the parents get them into acting at a young age, and then like I don't want to say they're forced to do it, but kind of.
I know Bella Thorne was. I remember in an interview she said, my mother forced me to do it because we needed to pay the bills.
That's awful. That's so sad.
It is so sad.
That's so sad. But yeah, like it's their choice. If they want to it's their choice.
Well, I mean, they're adults now, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
even
Britney's
like she was an adult during the conservatorship. Like, yeah, she went through a mental breakdown, but I don't think she should have her she shouldn't be in charge of her own financial stuff, for lack of a better word, stuff. But I don't know. It's hard because like, yeah, you don't want them to do anything stupid. Like you don't want the person to just spend all their money in a manic episode. But at the same time, it's like they're adults. Like just let them do what they want. But anyway, yeah, it's very interesting. Do you think she will return to acting?
That's the age-old question, isn't it? It's like asking Britney Spears, are you really going to return to music?
Yeah.
So I will say that
I don't
probably
think she
not.
will. I don't think
As
she
much
will.
as I loved her in Hairspray, I don't think it's going to happen.
She was in Hairspray. See, if you asked me that, I would have been like, yeah, I know.
I just thought of it.
Yeah.
But we'll see
oh my
what
God,
comes
she
from
was in
Amanda
Hairspray.
Bynes.
But anyway, okay. Speaking of the acting industry, the SAG Awards took place on February 27th. For the movie category, Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role, the winner was Will Smith for the movie King Richard. Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Leading Role, winner is Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Outstanding Female Actor in a Supporting Role, Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Supporting Role, Troy Kotsur, I'm so sorry, for Coda. Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Drama Series, Jung Ho-yeon for Squid Game. Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Drama Series, Lee Jung-jae, Squid Game. Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Comedy Series is Jean Smart for Hacks. An Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Comedy Series, Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso. An outstanding Performance by Female Actor in a Miniseries or Television Movie is Kate Winslet for Mayor of Easttown. So, what do you think about this? I know you're going to mainly talk about the fashion because you love the fashion. But
Well,
I'm just curious.
Actually, now hearing all the winners, because I wish I could have tuned into the SAG Awards. Unfortunately, we are all college students, and that includes homework. But hearing the winners of each category, I'm not surprised by many, but I am surprised who won Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Supporting Role for the West Side Story. I thought Cate Blanchett had that in the bag, and apparently she didn't. I heard a lot of mixed reviews when it came to West Side Story, and so for Ariana DeBose to win that, I mean, I think she was really great, but I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh, I thought West Side Story had gotten all this like bad hype, but it just proves that if you're a good actor and your role's really good, it doesn't matter.
Was she on, I don't know, do you watch SNL?
I do not.
Okay, I think she was...
Not frequently.
I think she was one of the hosts recently, like in December or something, but anyway. Because now that I think about it, I think, yeah, she was on it. But, yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't seen all these movies. Like, I'm a college student as well, obviously. So, like, I don't have time for all these movies. But I know you haven't seen Squid Game, but I think the actors...
Oh, I'm not surprised that she won.
I'm very happy that the actors for Squid Game
I did see
won.
that reveal when, on TikTok, they had a video of how she reacted when she won, and all her, crewmates supporting her, and we're like, yay! And I saw that, and I'm like, there's a surprise. As much as I didn't see the series, I did see clips of the series, and the acting in that, like, series was absolutely just, it takes a lot, and I think it was really amazing, and I think that is a rightfully won role.
Yeah, I'm also, I mean, I haven't seen House of Gucci yet, but I really, really want to, just haven't gotten around to it yet. I don't know, like, it's weird to me because I heard Lady Gaga's acting, like, it's good, but her Italian accent in the movie wasn't that great, so maybe that's why she didn't get picked.
Actually.
Really?
I heard that she brought a very, like, interesting perspective to the role, and that her Italian wasn't as bad as people were making it out to be. The critiques, critiques.
It's people's opinions. Who really knows?
And you know what I think is very fresh? There were a lot of names on here that I do not know.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of nominees that are very big shot names, like Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom. I mean, that was a pretty big one. And I love Andrew Garfield. We got like Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean, Lady Gaga.
Jennifer
Reese
Hudson,
Witherspoon.
Nicole
Like, there's
Kidman.
a lot of big shot names, and a lot of people think that award shows are very rigged, and then people go for like
the big name
the big names and like the most common. So it's very fresh that there's starting to be a little bit of authenticity when it comes to these awards.
Yeah, I'm also, I mean, I guess The Handmaid's Tale, I haven't gone around to it because I have the book, haven't read it yet, and I really want to read the book before I watch the show. But I wonder if Elizabeth Moss has won. I'm sure she has because it's a really popular show and she's really good at acting. I wonder if she's won other awards in the past because I'm surprised that she didn't win for Handmaid's Tale. But I do feel like that the actors for Squid Game they were all amazing in Squid Game. So like that makes sense to me. But I'm also like, wonder why she didn't win. But it's probably because like Squid Game just really beat everything. But yeah, also, I know you wanted to talk about the fashion, so do you
Well,
want to talk
we'll
about
pay a little homage to that a little bit. I would say I did see some of the fashion pieces that were on that red carpet, and I think the biggest ones I saw were Vanessa Hudgens. She wore this beautiful kind of like minty blue silky dress. Pardon me, I do not remember the designer, but whoever, I almost think it was Versace. I could be very wrong. And I'm kicking myself that I don't remember. But that dress has been circling, especially with the themes in dresses today. It's very, like simple yet sexy and chic.
Mhm.
And so that's a pretty big one.
Those are the best.
Those
Simple
are the
yet
best.
sexy.
And in that mint color gives me like war flashbacks to
Is it
middle
like
school.
this color?
It's
A
that's
little lighter.
sage green,
Okay.
but in the camera it looks differently.
Yeah.
It was more of like that like fresh mint,
Yeah.
I like greenish blue. Like
Mhm.
I had a dress that had the chevron print with that one on, so it's very 2013. But I think they brought it back and like
Yeah,
gave it
I
a
mean,
new
it's like the
fresh
90s
light.
and scrunchies. Everything's coming back. you know?
Everything's
Yeah.
coming back, and I think it's really, really interesting to see that. And then another person that I just want to quick mention is Selena Gomez, who currently, her name's been in the media a lot lately.
Yeah.
And I think it's very interesting
Mhm.
as well. And so seeing her at the SAG Awards and wearing her dress, I think she also presented an award too, was very nice. And I saw when a video of her and Vanessa Hudgens like greeting each other,
Mhm.
Disney stars.
Yeah. Disney stars,
People
yeah.
got like really excited
Yeah,
and
that's
nostalgic.
cute.
So
Yeah.
her dress was also really beautiful. It was like this off the shoulder black one. But I would say
Yeah.
Vanessa Hudgens her dress was like the #1 talk of the SAG Awards from
Mhm.
what I saw.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Make sure to come back next week for the latest news in Hollywood. I'm Becca, and thank you to Val for coming on the show today. Have a great weekend, Millersville.